You can do it. I just want to give you encouragement that you can do it. Do not give up. You're going to have periods throughout this college experience that's tough, okay? And but it doesn't have to break you. Hello everybody and welcome back to Ashley Shami. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 11 ways to help you to get organized if you are going to college for the very first time, or if you decided to go back to college your second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever time. These tips are really going to help you out, so stay tuned. So first things first, you want to get something where you can write your assignments down, whether it be a planner, a tablet, a cell phone, or if you like to freehand things in a journal. You want to get something where you can see all of your assignments at a bird's eye view. Now, me personally, I prefer the old pen and paper method when it comes to this kind of thing, because I like to be able to open up the calendar and see everything right there. I would highly suggest that you get a planner that has a calendar portion and then has a portion where you can write certain little notes during the week if you have to, so that you're not using all of your space on that bird's eye calendar, and you can just put those other notes throughout the week if it's not that urgent. It's good to be able to see a distinction amongst your classes through some kind of color coding system, so that you kind of have an idea on how many assignments are coming up for those classes. Plus, it's just good to see if you're, depending on your learning style, who knows, it may be easier for you to read. I know for me, it's easier for me to read because if everything was in pencil, that's not going to help me on what I need to focus on. Let's say you have history, make that blue, make math pink, make social studies orange. Yes, I would definitely advise you to get some type of mechanism where you can write all of your assignments down for that one term. Number 2, when it comes to heavily weighted assignments that are like 4 pages worth of instructions, specifically detailed instructions. Now, this is how I would break this down. Do not start on something like this on a Saturday night and expect to submit it by 11:59 p.m. with a passing grade. Those exceptions are definitely not the rule. So this is what I would suggest that you do, and this has helped me ace every single assignment that I've had like this. Okay, what you want to do is, let's look at this, right? So it's 4 pages long. Let's say that we start this on a Monday, but the assignment is not officially due until Sunday. Now, I would highly recommend starting this a week in advance, but if that's not possible, start at the beginning of the week if it's due on a Sunday. So what I would do is I would spend 1.5 hours critiquing this section, and then I'm spending 1.5 hours on this portion. I'm just going to, I'll draw a line here, or I draw a line in the middle, wherever have you, And if you happen to finish this long before 1 hour and a half is up, then you go ahead and start on your next section. The goal is to finish the first page of the instructions on the first day. And then the goal is to finish the second page on the next day, the third page on the next day, and the fourth page on the next day, so that you are finished with all of the instructions long before the due date. And the days that you have left over, you're able to critique and just go over the paper with the finishing touches. Because what's going to happen is, if you do not do this, you're going to be stuck doing all this nonsense on Saturday night, crying, fussing, having arguments with people, resorting to maybe doing things you wish you didn't do, like partaking in drinks that you shouldn't be drinking when you're studying, okay? So next tip, if you work at night like me, I will typically get up around 6:30 in the morning and start on my assignments. I'm starting my assignments very early. So if I have to work at night and I have other things I have to do throughout the day, I'm making sure that I get all my assignments done early in the morning. Typically that's the best time, because that's the time when you're the freshest. That's the time when you have the least amount of things pending and hanging over your head. That's the time when most people are either going to work or they're still sleeping. So you're not going to be agitated with a lot of different things that say you would be agitated if you started late at night. And plus, really, it would make no sense if you work at night to do your homework at night unless that works for you, because different things work for different people. But for me, I set aside at least 3 hours in the morning, finish my assignments, and do my other things throughout the day, and then I get ready for work at night. Remember, if you do not take breaks during your study time period, that is going to cause you to become more prone to burnout. Remember, we are avoiding burnout. We want to stay away from that. So if you need to get you something to drink, if you need to take you a little walk, if you need to just maybe watch a little show on YouTube, make sure you time those things so that you're not overindulging and then losing track of time. And now you done wasted your study time, and it's hard to get time back. So it's very important that you remain very, very stringent, and you have to remain rigid. That's how it is, especially when you're going in a program that is timed and it's based on things being completed by a certain time. You're going to have to be rigid when you are doing this process. Number 4, if you work morning shift and you have only the evening to do your assignments, I think it's a very good idea that if you do, to take a timed nap or go on a walk before you start your assignments in the evening. If you come straight from work and you don't decompress or do something to reset your mind's going to be racing. You're going to get more frustrated. You're going to be more agitated while starting your assignment. So you want to make sure that you take your nap, get your little walk in, have your little snack before you start your assignment. That's going to help you to be refreshed as you're going into this at night. So number 5, make sure you establish a hard cut-off time. Like for me, if I'm working at night and I start on my assignments, let's just say I start on my assignments at 6:30 a.m., 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, I'm done. I'm cutting it off. I am cutting it off. And if I have to go any further, I'll do it I'll take a little break, but 10 o'clock would be the absolute, I'm not going back. We're done with this for the day. Say that you work in the morning and you're doing your assignments. Establish a hard cutoff time, maybe 10:30 at night. Say you start at, 10, 9, 8, 7. You started around 6:30, 7. Have a hard cutoff time, 10:30. I'm not going past 10:30 because you have to take care of yourself, especially if you're taking a heavy course load. You got to make sure you're getting your sleep. You got to make sure you're eating well. You got to make sure that you're taking care of your mental health, because y'all, in order to pass these classes, you have to be strategic. You have to be strategic and know how to work around the things that typically get people tripped up and typically cause them to prematurely quit. All right, so what were we on? Number 6. So make sure that you are starting your heavily weighted assignments early. My rule is to start heavy in light. You always want to start on what's heavy first. Therefore, you have less stress pending over your head as the deadline approaches for you to do just light assignments. So if you have an assignment that's 200 points, you want to start on that as soon as possible. And if you have versus an assignment that's worth 50 points, still start on it ahead of time, but always make sure you have a dent in that heavy weighted assignment, like I explained in example 2 with the 4-page instruction. Plus, by you starting early on your assignments, this is going to help you in case an emergency comes up, if you get sick, if you have to go out of town. You want to make sure that you have enough room in your schedule built in, so just in case something goes down, you're not as stressed out trying to maybe recoup back some of that time. So number 7, if you happen to have quizzes in your assignments, do those on the weekend. By doing your quizzes on the weekend, once you do your quiz, it's done. As opposed to having to write a 6-page, 7-page paper, which you've already started on Monday, you should be well finished with that assignment by Thursday come Friday. And then all that's left is to do your quizzes on the weekend, which is less stress for you. Number 8, always email your professors in the event of an emergency, if you're sick, if you have questions about your assignments, because what this shows them is that you're a serious student who is taking your academic education very serious. And by doing that, you are allowing your professor to have a level of grace with you that they may not have, say, with another student that does not communicate with them. So it's very, very critical that you do email your professors and stay on top of them in those unique situations. So number 9, have some type of stress outlet, be it sitting by the water, looking out by the lake, going on a nature walk, rewarding yourself with Netflix when you complete a day of assignments or a week of assignments. Have some type of de-stress reward system for yourself, be it shopping, eating your favorite dessert or food. Those rewards may be small, yet they carry so much weight and just make you feel really good and accomplished, knowing that, okay, the reason why I'm treating myself with this Netflix show is because I finished this. So number 10, this is very, very important. This is very, very important. Have one day set aside where you do nothing. Whatever day that is, whatever day that looks like to you and your schedule, don't do anything on that day. You're going to look forward to that weekly break. And I usually set mine on Sundays because it's the weekend. It gives me a time to reset before going into the heavy weighted assignments that I typically have starting on a Monday. So remember, set one day a week aside where you can just de-stress, not think about school, talk about school, nothing school related if you can help it. And lastly, number 11. Now this one's huge. Join Facebook groups that are affiliated with your college and with your course of study. A lot of those alumni in there and current students in there are armed with a wealth of information that they can help you out when it comes to giving you information about professors, about classes, about changes going on in the college or the program. They have saved me so many headaches that otherwise I would have had I not been a part of that group on Facebook. I remember I was applying for my practicum site, and honestly, I didn't have time to email the practicum site because it would take them at least 2 to 3, sometimes more days to get back to me with an answer to a question that I had, when I just simply went into that Facebook group and literally less than an hour later, I'm already getting an answer to a question that would have otherwise taken me several days. Took me literally a matter of minutes. So utilize those Facebook groups. Those are very, very good and important. But I want to help you all meet your goals in any way that I can, because at the end of the day, it's all about the more you know. If this video helped you in any way, please comment down below. If you have any questions about anything that I mentioned or discussed in this video, please comment down below. So I just speak many blessings, good grades, good vibes, favor over you as you all head into this year 2024 to complete your college goals. Know that you can do it. You got this. You truly got this. Do not allow someone else to tell you you don't, because I say that you do. Thank you all so much for watching this, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.